Hello citizens and welcome to the Beginner's Guide. This is a game made by the same guy who made the Stanley's Parable, so it's going to be more of a narrative driven game. So if narrative driven games aren't really your thing, it may not be the video for you. But I really do like these. I'm actually going to play another one tomorrow called, I think it's called The Dragon Cancer. It's a narrative driven game. I'm going to try to do it in a couple parts because a lot of people do it in like one go, but it's too hard for me to do that. 2 hours is a long time to record, but I'm going to do the same thing with this game. I'm going to record a couple episodes, so it'll be like today, tomorrow, maybe the next day, and then I will record the Dragon Cancer after that. So, like I said, this is a narrative-driven game, so not a whole lot going on action-wise, but it's supposedly really good. It's got really great reviews on Steam, and the Stanley Parable was awesome, so I'm just going to get into the game. I may not be talking narrating as much because I'll be listening, so I hope you guys enjoy the game, and I hope you guys enjoy the game. That's where we're going to cut it. Alright, so let's get into it. Begin the game. My audio is on. Oh, mouse. WASD and mouse. Got it. Cool.
Hi there. Thank
Hello.
you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
You're welcome.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The
Hello,
Stanley
Davey.
Parable,
Yes.
and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just
Missing
makes them
textures.
and then immediately abandons
But
them, and
I think
they
that's
sit on his
intentional.
computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games
Floating crates
powerful and
everywhere.
interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
November 2008. I was in high school. Okay. Okay.
Whisper machine active. Shift
Whisper
to
machine status active. Evacuate immediately!
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Like, First-person shooter status. Oh no, is that like unfinished world over there?
You can click to fire the gun.
Oh gosh. The gun doesn't have sound. Oh, but it has bullet holes. Those are actually pretty legit. Alright, cool. Let's go this way. Oh wait, no, it does make sound. It's very... I'm out. Reload. No reload. Maybe later. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what's going on right now.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Where's the hostile?
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe
these doors look like they're supposed to
actually it
open
was
for like
complete the way
monsters
that
to
it
come out
is.
of. That's weird.
And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Okay.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shooting.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That's so funny, because you know that's how like a lot of games are made. Like you can see that there's a corner right there. That's crazy. Textures can't go on forever.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I
Good
don't know.
Lord.
There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Can I go back through it though?
Or, if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
I would like to solve the labyrinth. That's funny. I love how this guy's games talk to you while you play, like to the things you're actually doing. I just find that really interesting.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Okay. Just gonna like kill me? Guess not. Oh. Maybe.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh, I get to do it again. So that's what should have happened. This is what happens. Oh, I break through the world. Whoa. Oh, there's a labyrinth.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important
That's
moment.
cool.
Because
Oh, the
yes,
whole
this is
world.
technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
That's crazy.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
This is cool. I like how there's no top of the universe. Like the universe doesn't end at the top. Hello? I cannot move. The past was behind her. Well, nothing is behind me. Okay.
Yep. In this
What?
game, you can only walk backwards.
No! Oh gosh, there's the bottom of the world. Okay, that's nuts. Hold on. No. So I can only walk backwards. The past was behind her. Okay. I can't side strafe or anything. Oh gosh. Oh gosh!
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment
But
combining
the
motion
future
and
could not
narrative.
be seen.
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete.
Why does the future
Coda's trying to
keep
give
changing?
it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Okay. Oh gosh. Oh god. It becomes... when she stops and looks, it becomes more clear. Okay, I'm still walking backwards. But if the future is always behind her... Okay, I just want to stop right here for a second. Imagine if there's a game, like a legit game, that you only can walk like backwards or have one... That's kind of a weird idea. How will she find the strength? Oh gosh.
It's a short little
To
thought,
confront it.
it says
Oh,
what it wants to
that's
say,
it.
and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
Huh.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Like Slender Man. Oh, that's the end of the world. Okay, so I can only walk down this path, and I have very limited motion. You are now entering. Entering what? It's kind of creepy.
That's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Fair enough. Stanley Parable.
Oftentimes, Coda would put
Nonsense
bizarre
is
titles like this one
nearly
at the start
every
of his
direction.
games.
Ooh. Whoa!
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was
This
making
is
these
weird.
early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
It's kind of like Inception-y. Alright, so long staircase. And I seem to be slowing down. Or is the staircase getting longer?
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to
gosh.
anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Enter. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Stand on X starting at Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, there's a lot of things popping up. Press U to surrender. I surrender!
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Read an enemy's emails to learn how to beat them. Game filled with chairs except
Coda would
one
often
chair is
tell me
floating.
that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He
You
said that
would-
he knew that he
you
was
walk around
actually a vibrant and compassionate
talking to
person,
people, taking people
but
down.
that it takes
Oh gosh,
time
there's
to
a
really
lot.
see that.
You're
It
a
can
gate.
be a very slow climb to get there.
This is cool. I like this. This is interesting. It's a unique game. I love these little indie games. This is another door? No. Yep, I was gonna read more. January 2009. This is my senior year in high school. That walking backwards mechanic again thing. Oh, there's a door. Okay. What's this?
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Uh-huh. Button mash things. Oh, nope, that's it. What's it here? It's like a nice little fog on the ground. Can I like lock myself in here? I can! No, 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 no! Shoot! Oh! What is this?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
What is this? 3 dots. Is that important? That was cool! I like that puzzle. That was interesting. Now what?
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. What in the world?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game,
cool.
A dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
That's weird. Alright, whatever. Oh, back to this. What is this? You are now exiting. Alright.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
March 2009. The Great and Lovely Descent. That's pretty. That's actually really... There's like a little hill over here. Just like this by itself is like really pretty. Like it's like a piece of like a painting or something. That's really crazy.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
The what?
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Huh. Okay.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Ooh, whoa. Can I jump when I have to? Oh gosh. I want to suck at this. What is this? This is cool. What in the world? Oh gosh, I thought I was gonna die. Oh no! Somebody catch me! I'm dead. Oh, whoa! Okay, long fall boots. Glitchy games. That's the intent. Oh gosh, there's a glass wall there. Alright, cool. What in the world is going on here? You know what? We'll find out in the next episode, because this game is weird. I don't want to accidentally trigger anything, so we'll stop right here. It's a good stopping point, I feel like. So, thank you so much for watching. If you like this game, check it out for yourself on Steam. I think it was like, I don't remember. I think it was $5 or $10. Who knows? All Steam games that are indie are pretty cheap, but they're typically a really good game most of the time. Anyways, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye!